You are listening to Phone Eats First. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Phone Eats First, a podcast about romanticizing life and finding inspiration inside and outside of the kitchen. My name is Corey May, Corey in the Kitchen. However you know me, however you found me. Hi, hello. I'm so happy you're here. And yes, we're in a new setting, a new set. It's my bedroom, if you can't tell. This is my happy place. I want it to be nice and cozy, and it's also dark already, so my sunroom studio doesn't have any sun. So we're rerouting to my bedroom, and if you can't tell, my favorite color is blue, and I love the beach. We've got the ocean, and over here is a picture of California that Emily took on her film camera, and I commented, I need this printed for my wall, and she was like, say less, gave it to me printed for my wall and framed for Christmas, and it was the most thoughtful gift ever. And then this painting here is from Price's sister Erin Martin. Check her out on the gram. She is very talented. And yeah, that's my room tour. My furniture I whitewashed, and yeah, you guys don't care, but this is my throne, and I do have Callie right here next to me, thank God. I've got a nice cup of lemon ginger probiotic herbal tea. We're cozy on this wonderful Sunday. And today's episode, as I've kind of already hinted at, is about seasonal depression, which I have a case of at the moment, unfortunately. And I'm sure you do too. And if you don't have it right now, it's coming. It's currently 6:30-ish, and it's already dark outside. And daylight savings hasn't even happened yet. So meaning this is how dark it's going to be at 5:30. Oh my God, I'm not ready. Anyway, before we get into that, let's do the weekly report. So our reading, I'm reading more than I've ever have in my entire life. On my Kindle, of course. And I just finished One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because on Goodreads, I kind of realized that I give 5s a lot on Goodreads because I finish a book and I'm so emotional. I'm like, oh my God, I loved that book. But I need to separate so that 5s are the holy shit, you have to read this, it'll change your life type of book. And then 4s are like, okay, everything else that I really liked. So I gave it a 4 out of 5. But it really was so good. It's about, this isn't going to spoil anything. It's about the main girl, and she was married in this wonderful marriage, loved her husband, and her husband died. And so then it talks about her grief a little bit, just kind of walks you through the grief stages. And she's now fallen in love again with someone else and is engaged, and then gets a phone call from her, what she thought was dead husband, because he just went missing. He was never declared dead. So then it's about how she has 2 true loves in her life and how that's actually possible. So it was just a really interesting point of view on just relationships in life and making decisions and everything. I sobbed like a little baby. So if you want a book that'll make you cry, if you love romance books, read this. She's also a very talented writer. I love her writing style. So read that. Now I'm reading The Perfect Marriage, and this is a psychological thriller about a murder. So quite the 360, but this one became available on Libby. So I am pausing on starting Throne of Glass as my Libby books keep becoming available. So I'm excited for that. I love a thriller. Anywho, that's what I'm reading. Okay, eating. I feel like I've said this maybe 30 times out of my 40 some episodes, but I'm eating sourdough toast, a lot of it, with eggs, cottage cheese, avocado, which I go through phases of egg toast, and I normally don't eat it during the week because during the weekdays before going to work, I don't have time to make it. But now that I've been doing yoga and I've been going to 6 a.m. classes, I've had time because I get back at 7 and I'm absolutely starving. And let's be real, it's more enjoyable than a smoothie. So I'm kind of off my smoothie game right now, and the egg sourdough toast has been pulling through. But unfortunately, I am getting a little low on my sourdough, so I might need to find time to make some more loaves soon. But I'm loving my toast. Okay, P plan. And this is not my plan. This is for you. Kind of tying back into the last week's episode. I want every single person that's listening to this right now to make a plan to vote if you haven't already. I voted in person today, early on a Sunday. They were open from 1 to 6. I know the hour is a little bit different, but please, please, please vote. I know it's all easier said than done. Here I am talking about voting and encouraging other people to vote. I hadn't even voted yet, so I needed to hold myself accountable. Okay, it's time to vote. I did request an absentee ballot. It came in the mail on Friday, but it poured last night. Or it didn't pour, but it rained last night in my mailbox. The absentee ballot is too big for the mailbox, so the mailbox wasn't closed all the way, and then my ballot got wet. I probably still could have submitted it, but I was like, that would really suck to submit this and it doesn't even count because it was wet. And you can mail it, but you can also go drop it off in person. And I was like, you know what, let me just go in person. And I went to this place in Cary that was right near where I needed to do some errands and waited in line for, it probably was like 45 minutes. I mean, again, a Sunday is obviously going to be more poppin' than a weekday, but it went pretty fast. I stood in line with my Kindle. So yeah, please go vote. And also, I'm just addressing the fact that voting is not the act of voting, but the research that goes into voting is so difficult and intimidating, which I am glad I received my absentee ballot because then I was able to look at it beforehand. And I know which party I vote for majority of things. And then other people, it's the bigger positions are easier to get data on. But when you're looking for like the city council or the Raleigh mayor, it's hard to find what they stand for and what's important to them because everything has some sort of bias in it. So I'm just addressing that all of that is difficult. And I think there needs to be an app that's like, hey, this is unbiased, just the facts, everything you need. And I'm sure there's websites with it, but at the end of the day, not every candidate has the statements that you're looking for, and it's hard. And what's even harder is the bills that are on the back of the ballot because they are worded so poorly. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read you what I'm talking about since my ballot is right here. If you're new to voting, here's what a ballot looks like. It's long, it's front and back. I feel like this is illegal to be showing this. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Okay, but on the ballot this year, there's a referenda for a constitutional amendment, and it reads, constitutional amendment to provide that only a citizen of the United States who is 18 years of age and otherwise possessing the qualifications for voting shall be entitled to vote at any election in the state. And then you vote for or against. This one wasn't that tricky. I feel like sometimes it's a lot of double negatives and it's like, do you yes or no? And you're like, well, what does yes mean and what does no mean? But this one, what's even different about this? And so I did my research. I texted my friend who is well equipped in politics, and I feel like I might as well keep sharing about this because why not? So this is kind of what her analysis is of that amendment. So she shared with me. So some random person said, my understanding of this is that the proposed constitutional amendment removes the word naturalized as a qualifier for citizens who can vote. Doing so would appear to further limit already legal voters from participating in the voting process, as well as immigrants who have become naturalized citizens. So basically, it's going to limit the amount of people that can vote. So if an immigrant has come here and has become a citizen, which this isn't anti-immigrant or anything, this is literally someone who is a United States citizen because they've gone through the process, they've done everything, and they now have what we have determined as the right to vote. It's trying to take away that right to vote for someone who is naturalized. So, in my opinion, I don't know why you would vote for this. Again, I could have a completely wrong understanding of what this is saying, but back to kind of the point is, why is voting so difficult? It's like they don't want it to be easy to understand, which I think they just are trying to capitalize on maybe people that are less educated or just don't read things all the way. I don't know. It's so interesting. And that's just goes to show that the government is just so corrupt in so many different ways. Anyway, government, don't come after me. Not that you will. You don't need to care about me. Okay, enough politics, I promise. We're moving on to O, my obsession. This is a place in Raleigh. So if you're not in Raleigh, sorry, this has nothing to do with you, but you will be like, oh my God. So females at least. There is a store that I just learned about through my roommate and her friends called Trendland, Trenlend. And it's Rent the Runway, but in person. So I had a wedding this weekend. Obviously didn't have a dress. I'm so horrible at getting dresses on time and wanting to spend $80 on a dress that I'm seeing online. I'm like, is this even going to fit me? Am I even really going to like it? So with this and Rent the Runway. Oh, my goodness. And Rent the Runway, I never do early enough. I think of it on the Monday, the week of, and I'm like, is it going to come in time? Do I have to pay for shipping now? Just too many things. So this is a brick and mortar store that you walk into, and they have cocktail dresses, long dresses for all occasions in so many different sizes. And you just walk in as if you're shopping, try on whatever you want, and you pick the one. And it's so affordable. The cheapest, I think, ranges from around $30, and it's up to like $130. It just depends on the retail of the dress. And so I paid $30 for this beautiful dress for the weekend and returned it today. They take care of dry cleaning and everything. And that's going to change my life. I wish I knew about it sooner. All right. And our recipe. So this it's not new. It's also not game changing, but this is a recipe I've added into my weekly rotation, and it's Greek chicken with rice and then a little Greek salad. So it's just regular chicken breast with Trader Joe's seasoning and a pickle seasoning. So like a pre-mixed thing. And so it's very dill heavy, but I just kind of relate that to a Greek flavor, and then just, salt, pepper, garlic, olive oil, and I cook it on the skillet. And then I do a little Greek salad with cherry tomatoes, red onion, and then another vegetable if I have it. I could do a cucumber, or I prefer a green bell pepper. And then you toss that in. If you do go to Trader Joe's, get the Greek chickpeas, and then you don't need to add any dressing because the Greek chickpeas are already in a little oil situation that's marinated. But if you don't get those, then just do red wine vinegar, olive oil, some seasonings. And then I serve it with rice and feta cheese, hummus. You could throw some tzatziki in there, which it all kind of sounds like a lot if it's not something that you've typically made. But I promise it really isn't. It's not that bad. And it's really yummy and satisfying. All right. And lastly, tea treat. So first of all, today I treated myself to a Drift coffee, a brown butter latte, but warm this time because I was going to vote. I was like, I've got some errands, I deserve this. So treat yourself when you go vote. You can add that to your little plan. And then I also finally got an immersion blender today, which is it's like a blender on a stick, basically. So when you're making soup, because you typically roast everything, then put it in the pot and you let it simmer and get all the flavor. And then you have to let it cool and then put it in a blender and then puree it all. So instead of having to put it in a blender and transfer and all of that, you just stick the blender into the pot, and then it's a lot less work. So I went to TJ Maxx today and I saw one and I was like, you know what? I need this. I need this for soup season. So yeah, that is the weekly report. Now let's get into the episode. All right, everyone. It's seasonal depression season. Woo! I'm just kidding. It's gloomy. It's cold. Last episode, I said I was excited. Like the last few episodes, I've said I'm excited for fall. I'm excited for the changing leaves. I'm excited for cooler weather. I take it all back. I'm not anymore. I'm not. And I told my mom today, I said, is it too early to put up my Christmas tree? Because I just think that would make me feel happy. She said, most people wait until Thanksgiving. I'm not most people. And I'm also not home during Thanksgiving and like half of December. So I want to make the most of it. So the Christmas tree might be making a reappearance soon, but I don't think I'll tell anyone I did it until November 1st. Just, keep it on the DL. But anyway, I am not very happy today. I'm a very happy person a lot of the times. And just today, I'm doing fine. Like I went and did my errands. I've had fantastic food. I'm chilling, right? But just, I wasn't looking forward to the things that I'm usually looking forward to. And the weather just really had me down today. And it's definitely just because it's so gloomy and not sunny blue sky. Like you guys know I love the blue sky. But yeah, I don't know. So this episode was just kind of perfect timing to come into my mind. Because this is what I'm struggling with right now. And I know a lot of other people are and are going to. Like I mentioned earlier, if you haven't already, it's coming. But so what is seasonal depression? just a quick little Google search. Seasonal affective disorder, parentheses SAD, sad, fitting, is a type of depression that occurs during certain seasons, usually fall and winter. Symptoms include feeling sad or depressed, loss of interest in activities, changes in appetite, such as craving carbs and sweets. You crave more carbs and sweets. Fatigue or feeling slowed down, difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions. Physical ache or pains, headaches, cramps, digestive problems, thoughts of death or suicide, feeling hopeless, worthless, and guilty. I feel like I was just reading the script of a commercial, like a drug commercial. It's like Viagra or something. And then it's listing a million symptoms, like speaking at 100 times speed. The very last word is like, could cause death. All jokes aside though, seasonal depression is very normal, and I feel everyone gets it. I'm not a normally depressed person and I get it, and damn. But so what we're going to talk about is how to handle seasonal depression and just how to kind of be a step ahead, because everyone's going to go through it. So how are we going to tackle it? And my little disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything about the brain or depression or how you're feeling, and I can't treat you or anything. I don't know shit. This is just what I'm going to try and do. But also I know seasonal depression and just depression and mental health problems present themselves differently for everyone. So that means how to help yourself in these times are going to be different. So just take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, or just don't listen to me at all. But here are 5 ways to slightly manage your seasonal depression, and we'll try and stay healthy and happy this fall. So 1, just lean into fall and everything that comes with it. So fall is a time of coziness, it's cold outside, but it's warm inside. Being warm and cozy. I feel like fall is just slower. Maybe not for Lake Horde, faster for you because you work in the NFL. You're a busy, crazy work time. For me, it's a lot slower, thank God. And just in general, I feel like summer, everyone's go, go, go. But fall, as everyone's transitioning, like school starting, I don't know. Just to me, in my mind, fall is slower. Maybe you feel like it's faster. But I feel like the winter low-key flies by because you have all the holidays, and also you have a year change in the middle of the season, or I guess like right at the beginning of the season. So then it's already January, February, March, and you're like, oh wait, it's already spring. Where like fall is kind of a slow decline into the depressing, dark winter time. I don't know, that's how I view it in my head. Anyway, other things in fall. We've got baking, we've got treats, we've got all the holiday food, carbs, carb heavy time. We've got daylight savings, unfortunately. I need a button that's like wah wah wah. So just new foods, new times, different things, and it looks different outside, you feel different inside. And we also do have all the holidays. So a lot of these things are positive things. Like, I mean, I like being cozy, I like slower times, I love the holidays, I love food. So while you have the parts of fall that are sad and everything, just lean into the parts that are good and that you do enjoy. And if you're like me and just go, go, go all the time and you need to be forced to slow down, fall is a reason for me to slow down. So I just really need to lean into it and just embrace all of this stuff. Like, I really don't like Halloween at all. Like, I'm a Grinch for Halloween, but I went and got pumpkins at the farmer's market last week, and they're so cute and I love them. They're on my little doorstep. I also got mums. So just things like that you can do to kind of lean into the season and will make you happier. Like looking at my doorstep, yeah, I'd rather have Christmas lights up, but I'm impressed with my little pumpkin decor. So just doing things like that. Like maybe you treat yourself to a new pair of cozy little sweatpants or something, or you learn a new recipe, you bake banana bread or pumpkin bread or whatever it is that is related to fall to you. You make a new soup, you get a little immersion blender and make yourself a new soup. So really just embrace the things that are coming with the season, because if you want to disassociate from every part of fall, you're going to have a hard time, because fall's not going anywhere until it's winter. So just lean in. All right, number 2, and this is a little bit more like a concrete thing to do, but adapt your routine. And so, number 1 most important thing of all of this is sunshine. Obviously, one of the biggest issues with fall is it gets dark early, and it's dark. It's just we have more darkness in the day, and that freaking sucks. So you must take advantage of the sunshine when we do have it. And unfortunately, the sun is out when we are in the office. And I know that's everyone's reality, and it freaking sucks. But so what you're going to do is, whenever you have time, if it's your lunch break, if it's in the morning, if it's after work, if it's at 3 p.m. and you can't focus and you can take 5-10 minutes and just step outside, you're going to step outside, and you're going to take advantage of all of the time that you can to just get sunlight in your eyes, because that is scientifically proven to make you feel better and just keep you on your A game. So get sunshine and do more outside. I might even try and look into adjusting my work schedule a little bit, and so that I can go in a little bit later, stay a little bit later, which I do anyways, but just kind of making it well known. Like, I would rather go in at 10 and leave at 6, because we leave at 6 anyway. So then I have 8 to 10-ish to, it's just when the sun's out. And when the sun's out is when I want to be doing my personal things, not when I get home at 5:30, 6, 7, and it's dark anyway. Like, it's going to be dark in the evening no matter what. So I don't care if I'm at work. I don't care if I'm driving home. But I can't walk the dog then. I can't do the things that I want to do and just like feel happy and peaceful in the sun. So I'm going to try and adapt my work routine a little bit. Another thing to adapt your routine is maybe change your workouts or your eating. So with workouts, like you all know, and I'll continue to rant about until I no longer go, but my core power yoga, I go really early in the morning, and then when I leave, the sun is rising. So then I have that time to walk Callie, have my breakfast at home. So it's a new routine for me, and I am digging it. Again, still neglecting the Peloton, unfortunately. I did get one cycle in last week and loved it, but I'll keep finding time to get my Peloton in, don't worry. But it's a new routine for me, and it feels refreshing, it's exciting, and it sure as hell makes me get out of bed. I told myself I was going to get up and do a Peloton one day last week that I didn't book a yoga class. I didn't. I was like, I don't have to go to yoga. I'm going to stay in bed. And that's fine. I was happy. I needed the sleep. But when I have a booked yoga class, my ass is getting up because I have to, because I booked it. So that's something that helps me. Is find something that works for you, motivates you, and just kind of works with this new darkness schedule. And lastly, for your schedule, our bedtime and sleep schedule are going to look a little bit different now. I mean, I'm not mad about. I can now justify getting in my bed at like 7:38 if I have the time because it's dark out, because I do that anyways in the summer sometimes. But now that it's dark out, I'm like, oh, yep, it's time to go to sleep. And I get to get in bed and read with Cal and have my tea. It's great. Maybe not actually, but I don't know. Just listen to your body. Do you need more sleep? Do you need to eat more carbs? Do you need to sweat more? Do you need to take a day off? Just continue to listen to your body. As humans, we are not robots. That is why we're called humans. We are not go, 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 same exact schedule, feeling the same exact way, eating the same thing, doing the same thing every single day, and getting the same results every single day. That doesn't work. We have to listen to our bodies and adapt our schedule and our performance and our fueling to reach a similar output every day. That's called life. Take it easy on yourself and try new things. Okay, number 3. Keep making healthy choices that benefit your wellness. So this one you all saw coming. Number 1 or let's say 3A of this is exercise, exercise, and exercise. It's very easy to cut out movement and exercise and the thing that makes you feel your best when you're not feeling good. Why? I don't know. I think it's just because we're like, oh, we don't have time. It's dark. I don't have time. I'm culprit number 1 of this. But it's so ironic that that's what we choose to cut out when we're not feeling good, when we know that that's what makes us feel our best. And a little reminder that physical activity and exercise activate the brain to release neurotransmitters of endorphin, serotonin, dopamine, and others that are all related to regulating mood. Therefore, if you work out, you are releasing all of these hormones that make you feel better. Literally, it is Science-backed. Exercise is medicine. So do your best to get in your movement. And of course, that'll look different every day, but schedule your classes, go on your walks, go to the gym after work, pack your bag before. Just push through, because once you start sweating, you will feel better. Next, we've got 3B, and this is what I'm going to call the 80-20 rule. And it's what you've seen on TikTok, how we just need to be patient with ourselves and have some forgiveness for ourselves for no one can be 100% ever on anything. So as long as 80% of the time you're doing the things that are good for you and best for you and keep you at the level that you want to be at, and then 20% of the time you're drinking alcohol, you're staying up way too late, you're eating cake, you're having pasta 4 nights in a row because that's what you're in the mood for. We can't be 100% go. We can't be 100% optimal health. We can't be 100% alcohol free. You could be. We can't be 100% whatever. You just have to have grace with yourself and let yourself eat into those cravings, or sleep a little bit longer. Maybe miss your workout class because you actually are really tired and you need the sleep. So that one's that. 3C, keep your non-negotiables. These are mine. Sleep, water, protein, movement, having a clean space and house, and then whatever fits into your mental, social, and emotional well-being. So again, this just kind of falls into boundaries, but it is so important for me to make sure I'm eating protein with every meal, snack, whatever. I don't eat things if it doesn't have protein sometimes, most of the time. 80% of the time, let's go with that. And then 20% of the time, it's like, okay, I know this doesn't have protein, but I want to eat it. I'm a hungry girl. I need to keep myself full. And I also drink so much water that when I'm not drinking water, I immediately have a headache because my body has this new level of need of water. And if I don't hit it, I can physically tell. Movement, we just talked about. If I feel so much better after working out, like your body's just relaxed, your brain's relaxed, sweating gets all the toxins out of your body. It's all great for you. And so all these things I just listed help my mental well-being as well as my emotional a little bit. And then socials obviously deals with your relationships and friends and people and your interactions. But you need to try and remind yourself what's really important to you. And again, what's important to you today could be different than how it was last month or last year or even last week. So just make sure you kind of know what you want and what you need and get those things done. Maybe you just focus on 2 or 3 things. Maybe you focus on 10 things. I don't know. Just whatever you think is achievable for you. But again, be serious with yourself for a second and be like, okay, what is truly a non-negotiable? Like, I need to do this for the day. Because if it is negotiable, then maybe you can work around that one here and there. And that falls more into your 80-20 circle. Alrighty, now we're on 3D, I guess. And this is supplements. And so I don't want to speak too much on this. Just, again, not a doctor. I don't take supplements. I don't know what you need. But vitamin D comes from the sun. And as we've said 1,000 times, we are in a period with a lack of sun. So this is from the internet, studies show that people with vitamin D deficiencies, if they increase their intake during the winter months, that can help combat winter depression even more effectively than light therapy. So vitamin D is an important factor in the release of serotonin in the brain. Again, like exercise, vitamin D and exercise go hand in hand in helping release serotonin in the body, which then makes you feel better. So consult your doctor, maybe try vitamin D, see if it makes you feel better. I don't know, but we need to get our vitamin D in. And then also with fall and winter is sick season, flu season, unfortunately. So to make sure you're getting your vitamin C in, which I need to do that for sure. And just other supplements. I don't know. And I can't speak to any of them. I don't know what you need. And everyone needs different things. Just because someone else is taking magnesium and it's changed their life doesn't mean if you take it, it's going to do anything for you. You could just be overpaying for something that you just poop right out. So do your research. All right. And number 4 on our list. So a different category now from our healthy choices. Number 4 is keep making plans so you have something to look forward to. And so this is very easy in the holiday time because you have to make plans. When are you going to go see your family? How are you going to bring all the families together and make everyone happy and see everyone? How are you going to see all of your friends that are now coming home for the holidays? So I love planning all of this stuff. I love planning. I love my planner. Always having something to look forward to makes me happy and I get excited for it. My girlfriends and I just planned our ski trip, or we're in the process of planning our ski trip. We have our weekend picked. We have our icon passes bought. Now we just need to determine where we're going, where we're staying, all that stuff. We're not going to go until the end of February, but just talking about it is so exciting and gives you something to look forward to. And even though that's a cold trip during a cold time, it's taking advantage of the cold season. So I'm okay with that. But maybe you are a snowbird and you need to leave the snow. That's what that means, right? I hope. And you're planning trips to Florida, Miami, the Bahamas. You're going on a cruise during all this time. I mean, hey, I would love to do that as well. But just find things that keep you social. Maybe you're planning a Friendsgiving or just a walk with a friend to grab coffee, or you're going to dinner, you're going to the fair, you're going to a Christmas party. I don't know. Just keep your calendar full because it will, I mean, not totally full, to a degree. Keep yourself moving and planning and socializing so that when you have your days where you're, not feeling as hot, you can maybe remind yourself, oh, you have this one thing to look forward to. And another part of this is the adulting stuff, which if you listen to last week's episode and I said something about getting car insurance and license plate agency and all of it, and I was like, Dad, if you're listening, I'm going to get it done. I got it done. I'm patting myself on the back for that. I did my big girl stuff of cars. I now officially own my car. It's all in my name. Have my own license plate and all. So doing stuff like that, just things, because I dread car stuff. I dread insurance stuff. I now need to enroll in my work insurance. It's not even going to be hard. I don't want to do it. We're just getting our adulting stuff done. Appointments, going to the dermatologist this week. How exciting. They're probably going to remove every single mole in my body because I have so many. Enough of that though. Moral of the story is just keep planning the fun stuff. Ski trips, holiday parties, vacations. Oh, and with 2025 right around the corner, like good, bad, it is what it is. It's coming. We have a whole nother year to look forward to. Like I filled in my calendar through next December just with like birthdays and stuff and any trips that I already know. Because I mean, with work, I know my schedule through literally next June-ish. So I put all that in my calendar and I love filling out my calendar. Even if I'm not excited for some of the trips, it's like, oh, I have this, I have this, I have this. Because I like to be busy and it is definitely also a downside of mine. Okay, number 5, last on the list. Have grace with yourself and continue to romanticize life inside and outside of the kitchen. And so I have said have grace with yourself a lot of times this episode, and it's because it's true. All of this, you can say you're doing X, Y, and Z to feel better, and you're trying your hardest, and some days are just going to be harder than others, and you just have to have grace with yourself and take it easy on yourself. Because life isn't perfect. Literally nothing's perfect except for Callie right now, who is laying upside down on my bed and her tongue is out. Oh my God, she's so cute. I'll try and put a picture like right here. Anyway, back to a more serious note. We just all need to try our best. That's literally all we can do sometimes. And sometimes your best isn't 100%. Sometimes it's 80%. Sometimes it's 15%. Sometimes it's 50%. Just take it all day by day. And then the part about romanticizing life inside and outside the kitchen, you all know what that means. That is the most phone eats first coded thing ever because I invented that little tagline. And it's just really means to look forward to and learn to appreciate all of the little things and they just make you get excited and then look forward to certain things. Like today, going to vote, that's not fun. But you know what I was looking forward to? I was like, I'm going to treat myself to a little latte. Did that. And then I was like, I'm going to have to stand in line, but I have my Kindle with me. So that's time to read. And I know the number of people that read is very low, but if you like to read and you have a Kindle and you're like me, can't put your book down, I wasn't upset about waiting 45 minutes in line, where a month ago I would have been like, absolutely not. Forget that. But I was like, oh, I have to wait in line. Okay, cool. I have undivided attention to read. So just kind of learning to appreciate everything. And right now, also in fall, the leaves. Can we talk about how beautiful the leaves are? I went on a walk yesterday and took like 4 or 5 pictures of just like the trees and the blue sky. And I did absolutely nothing with them, but they're just so beautiful. So just all the little things that come with fall, come with this time. Like, I hope your soup's really, really good and you enjoy the act and the art of creating soup or making pumpkin banana bread or whatever it is you're making. Just learning to appreciate it and just let the little moments live bigger in your memory and kind of just shine a little bit brighter and help get you through the darker times, literally and figuratively. And also, I will say, mapping out this episode literally made me feel better because it made me think about what I can be doing to feel better when I'm seasonally depressed and just gloomy, sad girl. So I don't know, I just wrote in my notes app, maybe your journal, maybe you call your friend and just talk to yourself, or also write in your notes app. Just getting your thoughts out is always helpful. This just happens to be my way of doing that. But yes, like I said, okay, I'm done. I'm officially done. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Please leave a rating and review and follow me if you don't already on Phone Eats First Pod on Instagram and YouTube, and then Corey_in the kitchen on Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, we'll get through this seasonal depression together. Woo! Until then, we will talk soon. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. You are listening to Phone Eats First.